Good morning, everyone. We'll call the August the 5th, 2014 meeting of the Jackson City Council to order. And we're going to ask Councilmember Ernest Brooks to lead us in our invocation and pledge. And if you would, please stand.
Good morning. Will you all please join me in recitation of the Lord's Prayer? Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody here? Chair, I think you can, item 3, roll call, show all council members present, just for the benefit of the council. Ms. Brooks will be back, we expect, in a couple of weeks. She's taking some weeks in regrouping from a little surgery, but she's doing fine and expected back within a couple of weeks. Item 4 is the approval of the minutes of July 1st, 2014 City Council meeting. Council has a copy of those minutes. And if there are no changes or modifications of those, we'll accept those minutes as approved, no objection. Item 5 is the invitation of public comment. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to be heard on any item under new business, if you would let me know at that time, I'll be happy to call on you and ask you to come up and address the council. We have no proclamations this morning, and we have one first reading. And Al, I think you're going to handle that. Consideration of the certified tax rate ordinance for 2014, FY 2015 budget. We'll see
Morning,
if,
Mayor and Council.
morning.
Morning.
When you approved the FY15 budget, we decided to keep our tax rate the same, and that was $1.97. And then when the state, they have just, Francis Hunley's department have just completed a 4-year reappraisal. And when they forwarded that information to the state came up with a new certified tax rate of 1.9, let me see if I can get it there, 1.9619. So it's 0.008 difference or less than our $1.97. That really needs
Is that a great deal of money?
no. 1 penny is worth $155,000, so this is worth.
Okay, yeah, that always comes in a bit late, and I felt like to meet protocol and to make sure that we cross our T's and dot our I's as a council, that we adopt the official rate that's given to us by the state and by Ms. Hunley's office. So this is the ordinance on first reading. Let me open this. On this particular ordinance, open up a public hearing and ask if there's anyone present who would like to be heard in support of or in opposition to the passage of this ordinance. Hearing none, we'll close the public meeting. And is there a motion?
Move for approval.
We have a motion for approval. And second, discussion from council. Council, please vote.
Oh, and the vote is unanimous.
Thank you, Al. We have no second readings this morning. Under new business, item 9 is approval of a donation of a 2003 Chevrolet Impala from the Jackson Police Department. Has been decommissioned unit from PD to be used by the University of Memphis at Lambeth Police Division. Ms. White, do you have any? Captain Willis, you want to come up, Deputy Chief? Morning. Morning.
Morning.
With me, Lieutenant Colonel Billy Garrett with the
Come on, have a
University of
seat.
Memphis Lambeth campus of police. And as we acquired vehicles and decommissioned vehicles, we sought to help facilitate them with a vehicle. They are definitely an asset to the community. And so we have a 2003 Impala, which we propose to donate to Lamont Campus, University of Memphis.
Okay, very good, Deputy. Morning.
Morning, sir.
You're not exactly getting a Cadillac, but hopefully it'll be some help
We're
to you
grateful.
if it's approved.
We're grateful, and we certainly would appreciate your consideration. We could put it to use.
Right. Well, we appreciate the help of the campus police there in the Atlanta area. I know we've expanded your
Yes, sir.
your area of responsibility, and that's been a tremendous help to us. So we have that, is there a motion?
Move for approval. Second.
Motion, second. Discussion from council.
Well, I just want to say that, just so folks out there understand, sometimes I get nervous when we're giving away something that's been purchased with taxpayers' dollars, but this is going to continue to be a benefit to the city because you will be patrolling those streets that are connected to the campus.
Yes, ma'am.
So they'll still be benefiting from it.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
Thank you guys very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Item 2 under new business. Can you all hear? We got a new thing. Okay, good, good. Item 2 is approval of donation of 20 SCBA's, self-contained breathing apparatuses, to the Henderson County Fire Department. We have Chief Stewart here. Chief, you want to come up, or one of you guys? I think we did have. And explain the situation on these breathing devices for us.
These packs are probably close to 20 years old. We replaced all of them last year with new ones for us. They're actually the type that they use in Henderson County, and he's, the chief over there called and asked, and I think we can, they may last them 3 years or 4 years, maybe not, but we're keeping 30 packs for training ourselves.
Okay. So they've officially requested that any excess we have as far as surplus be granted to that department. Okay, any questions of council before we?
Yeah, one question. Could we have sold those, and if so, what would be a wild guess on the?
Maybe $60, $70 a piece.
So we might have gotten $1,200, $1,300 for them.
Excuse me?
So you're 20 of them, right? So
Yeah.
we might have gotten, what, $1,200 or so, or 60 or 65 or something, in that ballpark. The only thing that bothers me here, and believe me, I've got firefighters in the family, and I understand that brotherhood, when a neighboring county needs something, or a neighboring state for that matter. That's why all the firefighters went to New York when the Twin Towers came down. That's that brotherhood. And I fully understand and appreciate it. But the only problem I have is we've got this process in place in the city, do we not, Mayor, where we try to get something for equipment that we're no longer using?
Well, we first declare any item that we see we have no use for, declared as surplus property. Then we have an option of doing a number of things with it. We can sell it, we can give it away, we can barter it and get something a little new or whatever. I think the one thing that's important here is that we do have an interlocal cooperative arrangement with all of our departments and that surround us in our neighboring counties. And I think any way that we can help them, we should, because I really feel like by virtue of that agreement that we have with them, if we need their aid, they're going to be here. If they need us, we're going to be there. So I think we need to honor that, in my opinion, and go ahead and let that department have these devices. Obviously, we have no use for them now with replacements. We are retaining several of them
30.
for training, and so they'll still have some purpose there. But we want to make sure firefighters have good equipment and good reliable equipment when they go into those situations where none of us want to be.
I want to make a motion we accept, because I think if we could help our neighborhood
I'll second
counties, I
that.
think we need to do that, because, I mean, $1,200, you know, is money, but then again, to save somebody's life, I don't think it's worth any money. So I think it's a good faith that we're trying to help somebody that's in our surrounding counties.
And if we have a fire in the northeast part of Madison County and Henderson County's closer, they're going to come over and help us out, aren't they?
Absolutely.
You already made the second.
Yeah, second.
We have a motion and a second, and if there's any other additional discussion from the council? If
I
not,
think you've explained it, Mayor, thank you.
Council, please vote.
And the vote is 8-1 with 1 abstain.
Okay, item 3 is write-offs for city court for FY14 fiscal year. Ms. Bell, I assume.
You have before you today write-offs for fiscal year 2011 and 2012, total amount of both years $632,814.88. And as I shared with you on Thursday evening, this does not mean that they still cannot be collected. This just gets them off the accounts receivable books on the balance sheet.
The first number is for 2011.
Correct. 2011 is $263,328.83. Fiscal year 2012 is $369,486.03.
Okay.
Move to approve the write-offs.
We have a motion for
Second.
approval. There's a second. Discussion from council. Council, please vote.
And the vote is 8-1 with 1 abstain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Item 4 is consideration of contract for Lambeth Boulevard Sidewalk Improvement Project. Right.
Bids were received on this project. We received 4, and the lowest and best bid is from Insight. They are located at 8076 East Denny Drive in Milan, Tennessee. We checked their references. They have done sidewalk work for the city of Trenton and the city of Milan, and everybody's happy with them. And they've also done some work for engineering department, some smaller jobs, and they're very happy with them.
Move for approval.
We have a motion for approval.
Second.
Just a second. Any discussion from council on this contract? If not, council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
Okay, item 5 is a consideration of contract for court lighting at the tennis complex.
We received 2 bids on this project, and the lowest and best bid is from Delta Electric, $213,300.
Move to approve.
Motion for approval and a second. Discussion from council. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
And item 6 is on that same project, consideration of contract for restroom and electrical building at the tennis complex. Council, remember, we took bids for general contractors. They came in a bit high, so we kind of broke that out, and hopefully we ended up saving a little money by doing some subcontract work. So this is where all this is coming from.
Motion to approve.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Second. Discussion from council. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
Item 7 is consideration of contract for testing at the closed Highway 70 landfill, which we're still the proud owner of.
Yes, sir, we are the very proud owners of the old Highway 70 landfill, and we have to hire a company called TEC, Tech Environmental Laboratories, to monitor the methane gases and also to provide TDEC testing.
Okay. Is there a motion for approval? of this?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, a second. Discussion from council.
One question on that.
Go ahead,
How
Councilman.
long will we have to continue to do that? Do you have any idea? Forever?
Until it's no longer ours.
I think the problem with landfill, obviously, is methane still escaping from that landfill. Is that right, Al? And
The flame burns out, and then there'll be another step that TDEC will define for us as to how to close it.
Okay, so we got no idea how long it's going to take to just have long the mechanism.
Except that the flame is getting weaker.
it's proposed after it does go out, and we're going to give that to Henderson County to build a park on.
Okay.
Sounds good.
as long as it gets out of our hands. Okay, thank you. Do we have a
Motion is
we have a motion, a second. We voted on that?
No.
Okay. Any comments from council? Council, please vote.
And the vote, I think, is unanimous.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. All right, item 8, some board appointments, Board of Adjustments Appeal, reappointment of Maxine Carroll.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
I'm abstaining out of order, vote. You went too fast.
The vote is unanimous.
Next appointment is the Housing Board of Adjustment Appeals, the reappointment of Ab Taylor IV.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
And on the Zoning Appeals Board, we have the reappointment of Mamie Hutcherson Cooper and Max Hart Jr.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
And the vote, I think, again, is unanimous.
There we go.
It is unanimous.
Okay, under the Jackson Recreation Parks Advisory Board, we have the reappointment of David Sykes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
The vote is unanimous.
Going down to item 9 is the budget amendments. Ms. Bell?
Okay, again, as I shared with you on Thursday evening, these are to amend the budget for FY14 for various divisions within the city budget. The first one that we have is the police department, to amend the budget for $1,275,000 for increased expenditures for FY14.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion, a second. Just one comment from the mayor, and then any comment from the council. Obviously, crime is expensive, and what we see and what we have seen for the past number of years is continuing efforts to adequately fund our police department out of that total overage in this year's budget. 96, 97, 98% of it came from overtime that we were paying our officers. A lot of that had to do with the multi-jurisdictional saturation that we participated in. We had other cities to come in and help us, so it's an ongoing effort, and I think the council and the mayor over the past year or two have indicated that we're going to allocate every resource we can to provide our police department and their efforts in suppression. We're in a suppression mode now of getting our people who are bound and determined to do us harm, getting them off the street, getting them in prison. And I think that commitment is still there, and I appreciate the council in support of that. And I think as far as the future, as far as our continued support for them, that you'll see us again allocating every resource that we can to the police department to make sure we have adequate personnel, adequate equipment, adequate technology to take care of our situation, and hopefully put us in a position to where we can continue our fight against crime in our city. So,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
let me second that motion and make a statement following that with respect to supporting our police department. 14 months ago, I introduced a resolution to the council, and the council passed it unanimously, condemning violence in the city of Jackson. And in that resolution, I made a statement that if we didn't get hold to this, that all hell was going to break loose. I'm no prophet, but it's here. We're at a state of emergency now with respect to violence and murders in our city. And I wholeheartedly support the police department on what they're doing, on what they're going to do, and I hope that the other agencies will collaborate, TBI, FBI, Special Forces, with our police department to rid our city of these thugs. And yes, there are gangs in our city. We might as well fess up to it. We need to get rid of them. To the community, we ask that the neighborhood associations, the neighborhood watch groups, concerned citizens, churches, and organizations, revitalize yourself and help us fight against crime and tell who's doing these things. And to the predators, you're creating nothing but genociding yourselves. You're killing one another, you're killing off a whole generation. Somebody's mother, somebody's children are crying. I stated a year ago that you're gonna hurt somebody's child. It has come to fruition. I stated a year ago that you're gonna hit and shoot somebody who is innocent. It has come to fruition. We're gonna work together on this thing. The mayor and the council wholeheartedly agree that violence and that crime affects everything. Our city at large is at risk, and we need to do all we can in collaboration to rid our city of this. I wholeheartedly agree. I support the police department, but there's more to do. Thank you.
Mayor, if I could at least like to commend the police department for the great job they're doing, because if you notice the last couple of murders we've had, they have, arrested a couple of people. So I want to commend them and hope they continue to work hard, and thank their family for allowing them to work the overtime, because I know it's hard on them and their family. So I want to commend the police department and then EMS service also.
Any other comments before let me just indicate to council, and I've had discussion with police department, that does not negate the fact that we're not going to continue to look at ways within the police department where we can generate savings if we can. For example, a lot of the training now is being done through technology rather than the officers having to come in outside their shift and be paid overtime. So there's certain things we can do, but we will not take officers off the street as far as I'm concerned, and I hope the council supports that, and I think you do. Is there a motion we approve this amendment?
Yes.
Yes.
So moved.
Motion, the second?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second.
Okay. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
Okay, the second amendment we have is for the fire department in the amount of $370,000 for increased expenditures for FY14.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion? Second?
Second.
Second. Discussion from council. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
Third amendment is for the recreation department, an increase in the amount of $75,000 for increased expenditures for FY14.
So moved.
Have a motion? Is there a second? Second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
The next amendment is for the public facilities, civic center, and the NED for increased expenditures in the amount of $20,000.
So moved.
Have a motion? Second. Second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
And the vote is unanimous.
The last amendment that we have is for an increase in $10,000 for traffic signalization for increased expenditures for FY14.
So moved.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
Thank you.
And the vote is unanimous.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. In reference to all those numbers that council just voted upon, one small point of comfort would be that many of our departments, especially in other general government, came under their budget. So probably over all those numbers that you just approved, we're probably looking at between $700,000 and $800,000 rather than it being $1,600,000 or $1,700,000. So we appreciate everybody, all the department heads who try to monitor their budgets, and we appreciate the ones who put a lot of effort into this past year and trying to work with a budget which we knew would be challenging. It's challenging for them, it's challenging for me, it's challenging for the council. But I know everyone did the best they could. So I
Mr. Chairman,
appreciate it.
before we leave budget amendments, how long will it be before we receive our patrolmen back from resource officers to back on the street?
I think we have a year. We're going to provide 6 SROs this year, which the school department is paying for, and they indicated, Councilman, it'll take them about a year to get theirs trained, so we'll have those 6 officers back hopefully before school starts next year. They'll be back this next summer anyway, but,
Okay.
and back with us during the vacations and time that school's out of service.
Okay.
Consideration of invoices over $10,000.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Discussion. Council, please vote.
I wouldn't read it.
Oh, sorry. The vote is unanimous.
There being no further business, meeting is adjourned.
All right.